Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss our new lesson. This will be lesson number 8 in General Mathematics Term 1 under Strengthened Curriculum. And this is entitled Deductions. So, let's get started. So, guys, we are going to discuss about the number 8 lesson in General Mathematics under Strengthened Curriculum in Term 1. Okay, so we've been having our summative test last week from lesson 1 to lesson 7. Now we are going to start our new lesson. This will be lesson 8 entitled Deductions. So, deductions, are you familiar with deductions? Okay, as you can see on the logos there, are you familiar with the logos? You have their GSIS, you have Pag-ibig, you have SSS, PhilHealth, and the BIR or the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Okay, now let's have first an activity before we're going to start our discussion. Now, if you were offered a job with 45,000 pesos monthly salary, do you think you'll receive the full 45,000 pesos in your hands? What do you think? Okay, the answer is no. Okay, because we're now going to discuss the so-called deductions. Okay, because there are some deductions before you are going to um so you can have the net pay right after. So we're going to discuss what are these deductions. Now there are standard deductions with the corresponding computation here in the Philippines. So we have the GSIS, you have Pag-ibig Fund, we have SSS, we have the PhilHealth, and we have the tax or from the BIR or the Bureau of Internal Revenue. So these are the mandatory um, deductions. So we're going to discuss one by one. So let's start with taxable income. Now, taxable income in the Philippines refers to the amount of income on which an individual or business is required to pay income tax. Now, it is calculated by taking the gross income and then deducting allowable expenses, exemptions, and deductions as defined by the Bureau of Internal Revenue, or we call it BIR. Now, for individuals or your employee, for the employees or self-employed, the included in taxable income are salaries and wages. We have bonuses and other compensation exceeding non-taxable limits. We have honoraria, we have professional fees, and number 5, we have commission income. We also have business or freelance income, rental income, capital gains from sale of shares or real property subject to specific rules, and other income like dividends, interest income if not exempt. Okay, so we have here that those are taxable incomes. Okay, so employees are also up to pay for tax. Okay, so the standard deductions with the corresponding computation. Again, we have the GSIS, Pag-ibig, SSS, PhilHealth, and BIR, or the tax. Okay, so let's start with, you're done with the taxable income. We already read that one. Now, let's start with withholding tax table, the government tax based on salary level. So, we have here the URL. It's not very clear on the screen, guys. So, we have the URL. It's blurry, but if you're going to use the URL, you can open that. You have there the HTTPS, the URL at the bottom part. So there are 6 brackets. You have there the daily, weekly, semi-monthly, monthly. Okay? Then this is the revised withholding tax table, effective January 2023 So BIR is actually using or basing their tax or computation of their tax with this table. So standard deductions, we have if you were offered a job with 45,000 pesos monthly salary, do you think you received the full 45,000 in your hands? Wala? So let's start. Let's have an example. Example number one. Taxable income is 18,000 pesos. That's the monthly salary. Then that falls on the first bracket. If you're going to take a look at withholding tax table, that is below 20,000 pesos 833. Okay? Or you have there 20,833 pesos, I mean. So if your monthly salary is below 20,833 pesos, then the withholding tax is 0. So you don't need to pay tax. That's it. Next, example number 2. Taxable income is 30,000 pesos. That's the monthly salary. Then falls in 20,000, the second bracket, falls in 20,833 pesos to 33,332 pesos bracket. So the tax rate, there is a formula on how to compute the tax under each bracket. So the tax rate, since under the bracket number 2, you have 0.0 plus 15% of the excess over 20,833. Okay. So the excess over 20,833 would be, what's the monthly salary or the taxable income given? You have 30,000 pesos, right? Then subtract that by the fixed amount, 20,833. Then the difference is 9,167 pesos. After getting that one, you have to solve the withholding tax, that is 15% of 9,167. So that's 0.15 times 9,167 pesos. That gives you 1,375 pesos and 5 cents. I hope you understand example number 2. Now let us proceed to example number 3. Okay. So for example number 3, taxable income is 50,000 pesos. That's monthly salary. It falls under bracket 3. So you have 50,000 falls on the bracket, 33,333 pesos to 66,666 pesos. Now the tax rate, the computation will be 1,875 pesos, that's fixed, plus 20% of excess of over 33,333 pesos. So to get the excess or to solve the excess, you have the monthly salary, which is 50,000 pesos, minus the 33,333 pesos. That gives us 16,667 pesos. And get 20% of 16,667 pesos. That's 0.20 times 16,667 will be 3,333 pesos and 40 cents. So the withholding tax will be 1,875 pesos plus 3,333 pesos and 40 cents. That is equivalent to, or the total is 5,208 pesos and 40 cents. Okay? So my salary is also, I mean, my tax is the same as this one. But for you to be able to compute right away, we have the so-called Tax Calculator Philippines 2025. All you have to do is fill out the monthly income, which is 50,000, as you can see on the left side. Then you are going to click calculate. So you will be provided with the income tax, which is 5,206 pesos and 40 centavos. Okay? So the manual computation is correct, as it's the same as well as the tax calculator that we have. Okay, now let's proceed to the next deduction. It's Pag-ibig, or Home Development Mutual Fund, HDMF. So it is a national savings program and an affordable savings, shelter, or housing financing for both private and government employee workers. Okay, so Pag-ibig contribution calculator, as you can see there on the right side, you have Pag-ibig monthly savings rates for mandatory members. If you are an employed member, employer's share is 200 pesos. That's employee's share is 200, employer's share is 200. If you have either private or government. Now, if you are self-employed, so you will just pay 400 on your own. Okay? If you are self-employed, but they have different situations or scenarios. If you are overseas, no, again, if you're self-employed or other earning groups, they are specific. That's only 1% and 2% of your earnings. So it's a different computation. Now, if you are an OFW, overseas Filipino worker, then you will only contribute 200 pesos and no employer share. But if you are an overseas Filipino worker or seafarer, I mean, that's different. So employer share is 200, and employee and employer share are both 200. So total of 400 pesos. Then if you are a kasambahay or earning at least 5,000 per month, so you have 200 as employee's share and 200 for employer's share. So if you're earning less than 5,000 pesos per month, you have there the 3% and 4%. Okay, so let's try. Okay, for a moment. Okay, so there's also a Pag-ibig contribution calculator. If you have tax calculator, we also have Pag-ibig contribution calculator. So you will just, let's say you have 5,000 as your monthly salary, then you're employed and you click calculate. So after calculating, so you have the employer share is 100, the employee share or worker is 100, then total Pag-ibig contribution is 200 pesos. Now, the computation on Pag-ibig monthly contribution is pretty straightforward, but with the Pag-ibig contribution calculator, it's even simpler to compute it. So, how to use the Pag-ibig contribution calculator? As a member of Pag-ibig, this Pag-ibig contribution calculator will help conveniently compute your monthly contribution. You do not have to worry about calculating the contribution manually, since a quick calculator is here to help you out. Okay. Okay, so that's it for the Pag-ibig. Okay. Now let us proceed to PhilHealth. The PhilHealth is the third um, deduction, no, on our payslip. So PhilHealth, health insurance for hospitalization and medicine. It is a program focused in giving priority to health for both government and private institutions. Some of the benefits covered by being a member of PhilHealth are inpatient coverage, inpatient coverage, outpatient coverage, and other special benefit packages. So effective December 7, 2019, you have there the PhilHealth implements its new premium contribution schedule for direct contributors per PhilHealth Circular number 2019-009. So you got there from 2019, you have 2.75% of premium rate of your monthly salary. Then 2020, 3%. 2021, 3.50%. 2022, it becomes 4%. Then 2023, it becomes 4.50%. And starting 2024 to 2025, you have 5%. So the employee share is 2.5%. The employer share is 2.5%. So we'll be using the 5%. So let's have an example. Okay. So we have here Jomar earns 120,000 per month. Now how much is his PhilHealth contribution? The solution, since 120,000 is above the 100,000 ceiling, okay, there's a ceiling, use 100,000 pesos. So for 100,000 pesos, compute 100,000 times 5%. So convert 5% into decimal form. So that's 100,000 times 0.05. That is equivalent to 5,000 pesos. And you have to split the 5,000 pesos by 2 because the employee share and employer share is the same. So that's 2,500 pesos and the employer share is 2,500 pesos. So the total contribution will be 5,000 pesos. Okay. There's also a PhilHealth contribution calculator. So let's say um you have there 120 monthly salary, so unemployed, and then calculate. So computation result is the same as the one that we have solved here. Okay, so let us proceed to the next one. We have government social insurance security, or what we call GSIS. Okay, you have the social insurance contribution, percentage of contribution, then the breakdown of the contribution. We have life insurance and retirement. So it is a social insurance institution in the Philippines that provides benefits and protection to government employees. Now, for personal employee share, under percentage of contribution is 9%. And that 9%, okay, 2% goes to life insurance and 7% goes to retirement. Then the government or employer share, by the way, again, GSIS is for government employees. So government or employer share is 12%. Then the life insurance will be 2% and retirement is 10%. Total of 21%. And for life insurance is 4% and retirement is 17%. So that's the GSIS retirement and other social insurance benefits. Okay. Now, let's have a problem. Mrs. Santos is a public school teacher earning 28,000 pesos per month. How much is his GSIS contribution and how much is shared by him and the government? Okay, solution. Employee share, you have 28,000 pesos times 9% is equal to 2,520. 9% convert into decimal, that's 0.09. Then multiply it to 28,000 pesos is 2,520 pesos. Now, the employer share will be 12%. So that's 28,000 pesos times 12%. 12% convert that into decimal form. That's 0.12. So the result is 3,360 pesos. So the total GSIS contribution will be 2,520 pesos plus 3,360 pesos. That is equivalent to 5,880 pesos. Okay, let's have example number 2. Mrs. Rivera works at the City Hall and earns a monthly salary of 35,000 pesos. Compute the monthly GSIS contribution and the employer's share. Okay, so solution, employee's share is 35,000 pesos times 9%, that is 3,150 pesos. And employer share is 35,000 pesos times 12% is equal to 4,200 pesos. So the total GSIS contribution will be 3,150 pesos plus 4,200 pesos is equal to 7,350 pesos. Okay, and lastly, we have the Social Security System or SSS. So what is SSS, or have you heard this acronym already? So SSS or Social Security System stands for Social Security System, a government-run social insurance program in the Philippines designed for workers in the private sector. Now, it provides financial protection and assistance in times of retirement, disability, sickness, maternity, unemployment, or death. Okay, so the schedule of SSS contributions, business employers and employees are quite blurry. Okay, so you will be guided. You can just search using the URL at the bottom part of the image. Okay, so let's have an example. Let's say Marcel is an office worker earning 35,000 per month, 35,000 pesos per month. Compute her SSS contribution. Now the solution will be 35,000 pesos falls under the last row. So 34,750 and over. So all you have to do is be guided with the monthly salary and look for the bracket or which row it falls. So that falls on 34,750 and over. So the corresponding monthly salary credit is 35,000 pesos. So the employee contribution will be 1,750. That's 15% of monthly salary credit. Okay? So the employer contribution will be 1,750. Then the employer contribution is 3,530. So the total SSS contribution will be 5,280. Okay, so you have it there. 3,530, by the way, that's the 10%. That's for employer. 10% of the monthly salary. Then the employee again is the 5%. So the 5% is 1,750. The 10% is 3,100, 3,530. So total SSS contribution is 5,280 pesos. Okay. There's also a SSS contribution calculator that we could use available online. So we call it um, taxcalculatorphilippines.com/SSS contribution calculator. So how to use the SSS contribution calculator? As a member of Social Security System or SSS, this SSS contribution calculator will help conveniently compute your monthly contribution. Now, to save you the time in pinpointing the exact monthly contribution you have to pay to the SSS, this calculator has been created to provide you a quick result. Here's a step-by-step to its usage. So let us say the monthly salary, you're going to input 35,000 pesos. Then click employed. Then click calculate. So automatically, employer share okay, will pay 3,530 pesos. And the employee's share or the worker will have 1,750 pesos, a total of monthly 5,280 pesos, which is the same as our manual computation based on the table. Okay, so again, the first thing that you have to do is choose a type of membership. On the membership, select input, choose one among 5 membership types. Okay, can be employed, self-employed, household employer, and kasambahay, land-based OFW, voluntary and non-working spouse. Because that will also have generate different result. Okay, now let's have example 2. Let's say 20,000 pesos is the monthly salary and you are employed. Okay, so let's try. So automatically the employer share will be 2,000. Then the employee share is 1,000. Total monthly contribution is 3,000 pesos. Okay, so let's continue. This time, I think we're done all the discussions of the deductions, no, the 5 deductions. Now let's have an example. So Mr. De La Cruz works in a private company and earns a monthly salary of 26,000 pesos. His taxable income is 24,500 pesos after deductions. Now compute the following based on 2025 contribution tables. Okay, we have the employee share, employer share, and total contribution for SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, and withholding tax. Why SSS? Because Mr. De La Cruz is working in a private company. But if is working in a public company, we'll use GSIS. Okay? Now, we're going to look at the schedule of SSS contributions that falls on that particular bracket that we encircled, but it's very blurry. So the employer share with that bracket will be 1,300 and employer share is 2,630. Total contribution will be 3,930. Okay. So next will be PhilHealth. So for the PhilHealth, you have 2.5% for employee share and 2.5% as well for employer share. So 26,000 pesos times 5%, that's 1,300 pesos. Divide it by 2, so you have 650 each. Employee share, employer share. So total contribution is 1,300 pesos. Okay, for Pag-ibig, we discussed already for the Pag-ibig, no? So we have there the monthly saving rates of mandatory members. So for Pag-ibig, it's very clear that the employer share is 200 pesos, employer share is 200, total contribution is 400. Okay, now let's proceed to the withholding tax. So the monthly salary is 26,000 pesos. So it falls on the bracket 20,833 to 33,332. So the tax will be 15% of excess over 20,833. So the excess is 24,500 minus 20,833 is equal to 3,067. So you have here 3,667 for the computation of the tax, multiply it by 15%. So that will be 550 pesos and 5 cents. Okay, so that's it. You can use also the calculator, the tax calculator. You have 26,000 as the monthly income, then calculate the tax. If you're going to click calculate the tax, it gives us the total deduction of tax. You have 550,000, 550 pesos and 5 cents. Okay. Now let us proceed to the practice exercises. I want you to answer this on your notebook. Number one, which of the following is not a mandatory deduction from an employee's salary in the Philippines? A. SSS contribution, B. Pag-ibig contribution, C. Personal shopping allowance, and D. PhilHealth contribution. By the way, if I want you to explain the letter of the correct answer or your answer, because there's no solving for this 1 to 5, numbers 1 to 5. Now, number 2, what is the purpose of the SSS or Social Security System contribution? A, to pay for groceries, B, to provide benefits such as pension, maternity, and sickness, C, to increase an employee's salary, and D, to fund school scholarships. Number 3, if an employee earns 30,000 pesos monthly, which of the following deductions is used to fund housing loans and savings? A. SSS, B. BIR, C. Pag-ibig, D. PhilHealth. Number 4, what percentage of the employee's monthly basic salary is usually deducted for PhilHealth? A. 1%, B. 2.75%, C. 2.5%, and D. 10%. Okay, number 5, which government agency is responsible for collecting income tax from employees? A. GSIS, B. DOH, C. SSS, D. BIR. And number 6, last number, but this requires you to compute based on our discussion. So we have Miss Garcia works in a private company and earns a monthly salary of 35,000 pesos. Her taxable income is 32,100 pesos after deductions. Compute the following based on the 2005 contribution tables. Okay, solve for the SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, withholding tax. Provide the employee share, employer share, and the total contributions. So that's all, guys. I hope you understand our lesson. It's quite long. No, it's quite lengthy, but this lesson is quite important. No, if you will find yourself having a job in the future, so you would know what are those specific deductions and its specific purpose. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. So that would be all. Keep learning. So bye.